Oh, since when?
Bitch.
My bad. Ryan, I'm sorry for what I said. It was really, really wrong.
And I'm sorry about the things I said about Avery.
But, bitch, you should have came to Richmond Studio, bitch! When I tell you.
What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from A Connection TV here on YouTube, the one place on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, definitely follow me on all social media, Twitter and Instagram, and threads at A Connection TV. I am here to talk about the craziness that is going on in Big Brother BB 25, season 25. There is a lot of negative, or there are a lot of negative comments being spewed at Jared. Jared has been called misogynistic. Jared has been called rude, egotistical, arrogant. Jared has been called a lot of unflattering words, mainly by people on social media and quite a few people in the house. Jared is clueless to his perception, or the perception that people have of him. And it's interesting because I feel like Sari has her head on her shoulders quite well. I don't understand what happened with Jared with regards to at least understanding how he may be or is perceived by people. So Jared won HOH. And Big Brother. Big Brother is a reality show on CBS, just in case you guys do not know. It is in its 25th season. And Big Brother has gone through a lot of, has a deep-rooted history in like discrimination, especially against black people. And there's been a lot going on with the show. And now the show has made strides in trying to correct its historical issues, right? And so we have quite a few black people on this particular season, Jared being one of them, right? Jared, for whatever reason, is the only black man on this particular season, though, and that's like a first, if I'm correct, like the only black man, and to have way more black women. I don't know, it's just interesting. Anyways, the dynamics of this particular cast has been all over the place. Some days they like each other, some days they hate each other. But what we don't get to see on the edited versions of the episodes when they air throughout the week, it's a lot going on in this house in live feeds. And Jared, like I said earlier, has become one of the house guests that the majority of the social media world does not like, right? The people that watch the live feeds or whatever, they do not like Jared. So this particular week, Jared won HOH, where he is the person that gets to decide who leaves the Big Brother house. He has nominated Cam and Red to go up for elimination for Thursday. Cam played in the power of veto, and Cam won the power of veto. Okay, so right now, obviously Cam is going to take himself off of the block, and Jared has to put up a replacement. So now everyone is scrambling, trying to figure out who Jared could possibly put up for a replacement. And so it has been brought to Jared's attention that America threw the HOH competition to Cam. It's caused a lot. Now, I haven't seen everything that has happened. I'm seeing bits and pieces. But it's caused a lot of drama in the house. And so much so that apparently, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, if y'all watch Big Brother or whatever, but apparently America and Jared exchanged some sort of words. Confusion was had, or whatever the case may be, and Jared walks away from the situation thinking that America's upset, or knowing that America's upset, or whatever is going on. And he happens to have a conversation with Cory about all of the drama and who's going to be the replacement, and why is America doing this, and why is America throwing competitions, and oh, she's not here for me, and she's not here for me, and I need to get her out of the house, and all of this stuff. And Cory likes America and has America as an ally. And so in the midst of the conversation, Jared says, I don't know why she's acting R-word. Now, a lot of individuals are saying that, and I lost my voice because it's been a lot going on. A lot of individuals are saying that Jared should be removed from Big Brother for utilizing R word and calling America R word. And they're saying that if Luke had to be removed for saying the N word, then Jared should be removed for saying the R word. I just want to make sure that we're clear. The N word and the R word are two completely different scenarios. The historical prevalence of both words are completely vast and different. Okay, the N word was a word that was used to demean black people, or let me take that back. It is. I won't retract the statement. Yes, that is true, but the beginning premise of using the N word was to just describe black people because we're black, right? Black derives from the Latin negro. People use it in Spanish. It is what it is. It was to describe black people. And then it translated from that to just becoming completely deep-rooted in racial hate and discrimination and prejudice and blah, 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 blah. N-word, 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 right? Since the 1500s, okay? Most recently, and I'm saying most recently, mental retardation was deemed the correct term with regarding people that have mental disabilities or, any kind of physical inability or something like that mentally, right? Not physical, mental. And so from the mental retardation was birthed the N-word, the R word, and just saying this person is R word. When you think of using the R word, there's no positive way to describe somebody, but oh, he's a great R word. No, R word is negative. R word in regular human culture in the last 50 years has been, negative. You describe someone, oh, why are they being R word? I say all of that to say this. Historically, the two words aren't on the same level. There are centuries and centuries and centuries of hate behind the N-word, okay? There aren't centuries and centuries and centuries and centuries of hate behind the R word. But the R word is not remotely positive at all. And I can understand how people do have mental disabilities can feel and are offended by the R word. I get that, completely get that, right? But I also understand that there needs to be a space offered for people to correct their behavior, because the R word is not centuries years of old being used to offend people and all of that. And so where in regular communication, majority of the times people would just throw out the word and not understand how it affects people or how it can potentially affect people, right? No one's marching on the R word. No one's protesting on the R word. You know what I'm saying? And so someone like Jared wouldn't understand what the R word, that the R word is even a thing, right? I'm not saying that CBS is going to get rid of Jared. I'm not saying that they're not thinking about getting rid of Jared. But people are up in arms on social media trying to equate the N-word with the R-word, and they're two completely different scenarios, two completely different histories, two completely different things, okay? Two completely different things. I can understand someone not understanding the weight of the R-word versus not understanding how someone can not understand the weight of the N-word, if that makes sense. Also, coupled with the R word, now in the world that we live in, now with everyone's sensitivity level being where it is, okay, and what offends people and what bothers people and what makes people feel uneasy, we're going to bring in female. This is new for me. In the last, 3 to 4 years, I've discovered that women don't like to be called female. Okay. Let me step back and try to understand where is the hate coming from female. I'm not a female. I'm a male. I'm a man, right? So I had to do some research, right? And I had to figure it out. I understand what the big deal is. You know what I'm saying? Because oftentimes that word is used. The females over there, the women over there, that's used, right? This is me, trying to figure it out, right? And so I'm going to read what I found on this site, right? because the words female and woman mean two different things. Female is a scientific term that refers to the sex of a species that is capable of producing children. The term woman refers specifically to human beings, while female could refer to any species. Right? So a woman would not want to be called a female because they're a human being. They're not a dog. They're not a chicken. They're not, a cow. They're a human. So woman refers to, the whole person, the human, right? I get that. I understand that. Cool. Number 2, because reducing a woman to her reproductive abilities is dehumanizing and exclusionary. When you refer to a woman as a female, you're ignoring the fact that she is a female human. It reduces a woman to her productive parts and abilities. Also, not all women are biologically female, and the conflation of female to woman erases gender non-conforming people and members of the trans community. Okay, I get it. Understand. Number 3, because nobody casually refers to men as males, and that is true. You know how males are. Said literally no one ever, right? Reading the thing. Let's see if there's a number 4. Number 4, because it is most often used to imply inferiority or contempt. I get that. Because it's grammatically weird. The word female in its primary usage is an adjective. When you use female as a noun, the subject that you're referring to is erased. For example, I talked to a female yesterday. A female what? A female kangaroo, a female rock snake. The subject of the sentence is not clear. I talked to a female presidential candidate yesterday. This sentence is now about a human being. It should be noted, though, that using female as an adjective can take a sexist turn when used in a case that isn't notable. Referencing a female firefighter, for example, is appropriate only when her being female is pertinent to the story. Otherwise, she's just a firefighter. But if you're talking about the first woman to become a firefighter and saying the first female firefighter is acceptable because her gender is relevant. Okay, but here's the thing. A lot of this understanding is new, and the history of understanding how it could offend people is recent. It's new. It's not centuries old. People take a long time to catch up. They take a long time to catch up, right? A long time. My voice is crazy right now. People take a long time to get it, to catch up. Even though the N-word is centuries old, we still have people that don't get it. So why, in that case, would we expect for people to get the R word and for people to get the word female? Just like that. These particular situations take time and nurturing and require an understanding of growth going upward, right? At least that's how I feel about it. And so with that being said, do I think that Jared needs to leave? If it is understood that these are the rules and the requirements of being on the show and he broke the rule, yes, he needs to leave. But if it's not been stressed to these particular contestants coming into the house that the R word is considered a slur or considered something like a racial slur like the N-word, then there makes room for grooming and teaching and making sure that things can be understood, if that makes sense. I'm not a woman, so the weight of the word female doesn't affect me as much. Just like the weight of the word, the N-word, doesn't affect white people that much. They're like, what? Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it takes time for people to get it. So it takes some time and adjustment to get used to understanding the weight and the gravitas of these, terms and how they could offend individuals, especially if the individuals aren't in that group. But again, the N-word has been in discussion for centuries, okay? And it has been solidified as the thing you do not say if you're not black. female and the R word are new. So, I don't know. I want people to have some patience with, you know, some patience. Just have patience, right? And then give people grace to understand the error in their ways and make adjustments. Or they can just take Jared off the show. But anyways, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. I'm sorry about my voice. It's crazy. But yeah, deuces.